Hello! Today's video is a reflection of how online school has been going for me so far. I'm going to talk about school in the voiceover, and the subtitles will be about the journal spread. For some basic information, I go to Northeastern University, but I'm currently taking asynchronous classes while living in Thailand. I'm a freshman with a psychology and criminal justice combined major. Hence, the classes I'm taking are Foundations of Psychology, Intro to Criminal Justice, General Biology with lab, and General Chemistry with recitation for engineers, and a Social Justice seminar. The reason I'm taking Bio and Chem is because I'm considering changing my major to neuroscience. I've just summarized my current circumstances, so please keep in mind that my opinion of online school is based on these factors. Anyway, I'll be talking about the asynchronous versus synchronous aspect of online school, the classwork and tests, and the remote learning lifestyle. Synchronous versus asynchronous. 3 of my classes are synchronous, and 2 of the classes, Intro to Crim and the Social Justice Seminar, are synchronous. The pros of asynchronous classes are that they are more flexible in terms of when you need to watch the lectures, and even when you take tests. There's usually a wider gap of time available to carry out class activities in order to accommodate all the different time zones. This means you have more freedom. The biggest con is that you are not connected to other classmates and professors, and that due to the freedom and flexibility, it requires more planning and responsibility to do well in an asynchronous class. The benefit of synchronous classes is that it allows you to participate in more real-time discussions. However, it can be a problem if you need to get up in the middle of the night to attend class due to the time zone differences. Your brain won't be in good shape if you're not sleeping well. Classwork and tests. I find that I am now reading a lot more textbooks, and that takes a lot longer than just listening to lectures like in high school. There's also more content to get through, so the classes go very fast. I think this setup is really bad for people who prefer lecture-based or discussion-based classes because there's a lot more self-study. So far, I'm doing alright with the textbook readings. The bio and psych professors provide audio recordings with PowerPoint slides, which I find only slightly helpful. The chem professor's videos are kind of more useful. For the tests, they're mostly multiple choice. We also have short papers to write for psych and crim. After receiving feedback for my first psych paper, I realized that my high school English and social studies teacher's standards for essays was through the roof. I never got an A+, and there was never a full score. I did much better than I thought I would on the psychology paper. A friend of mine who goes to UC Berkeley said she had a similar experience with her lab reports. I think our high school teachers were pretty hard to please. They prepared us well. The papers, together with the multiple choice tests, lead me to conclude that although the content is harder, the things they made us do with that content is easier than what IB demanded. College is still hard though. Remote learning lifestyle. My lifestyle right now is kind of sad because I literally just stay home and study all day. There seems to be less free time because the homework takes longer to complete. The worst part is that due to the asynchronous nature, there seems to be no end to this loop of schoolwork. There is no weekend because every day you are reminded of the assignments that are due tomorrow, but also the ones that are due next week. Another downside to being completely remote is that it's hard to participate in clubs due to the time zone difference and inability to transport physical objects. This is important for clubs that require equipment such as the DIY crafts club that I originally intended to join. The last noticeable con is that I am now spending way too much time staring at a screen, and I feel like my eyes might burn out. However, of course there are pros to this situation. First of all, going out less and living in Thailand rather than the US means it's safer in terms of the pandemic. Second, I'm living with my parents, so I'm eating a lot more healthy home-cooked meals. Third, I am getting a good amount of sleep. Since most classes are asynchronous, I can get up at 8 or 9 a.m. instead of 6 a.m., which is when I got up every weekday in high school. I do, however, have to get up at 5 a.m. every Tuesday for chemistry recitation. For now, to help us get through school, I'd like to share some study tips in the last part of this video. First, make sure to sleep after you study rather than stay up all night. The things you study in the hour before sleep are remembered best. We also need sleep to fully process the information. Second, test yourself rather than just rereading. It will help you figure out what you don't know, and you will remember the content better. Third, take notes by hand. This will help you process the information in a more engaging way, which leads to better memory. Fourth, we humans remember things best when they're meaningful, so try to make connections and organize your notes in a way that makes the most sense to you. Fifth, Don't study subjects that will interfere with each other back to back, like Spanish and French. Learning vocabulary from one might mess with the other if we're not very familiar with either language yet. There are a lot of other study tips out there on the internet. These are just a few that have been supported by psychological research on memory. I hope any information I've provided in this video will be helpful to someone out there. Good luck with surviving school, work, and life in general. Thank you for watching. Bye!